Hi there. Hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson, I'm going to go through 2022 HSC paper. Of course, there is a PDF file versions on the description below for you to download so you can work with me. Otherwise, let's go straight into it. Question 31. Show that y equal to 2x over x minus 1. So first of all, we know that point y, p, and x, they're on the same straight line. So this means that the gradient of yp is equal to the gradient of px because they're on the same straight line. So we just equate them. So first of all, we know that the gradient of yp is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is y2, so that is 2 minus y1, so that is y over x2 minus x1. So that means x2 is 1, x1 is 0. So there you go. So I just simplify this. So this is equal to 1, and then 2 minus y. We can't simplify that. So 2 minus y over 1 is 2 minus y. So that's for gradient yp. So the gradient of px or xp, so the gradient of xp is equal to y2 minus y1. 0 minus 2 is negative 2 over x2 minus x1. So x2 is x minus 1. So x minus 1. So now what we do, we just equate this. So that is myp is equal to m of xp. So that is 2 minus y is equal to negative 2 over x minus 1. So what I do now is I move negative y on this side and this term here on this side. So this means that 2, we add 2 over x minus 1 is equal to y. So I simplify this. So I times this by x minus 1 and over x minus 1. So that gives me the same common denominator. So I expand this out. So that will give me 2x minus 2 and add 2 over x minus 1. Okay, I can write in one fraction. So that gives me y. So now what I do, I simplify this. So these 2 cancel out. So that will give me 2x over x minus 1. So therefore, y equal to 2x over x minus 1. There you go. Part B. Find the minimum values of the area of triangle x or y. So the triangle x or y is this triangle here. So this means that to find the area of a triangle, so a half times base times height. So area equal a half times the base. So this is the length here. So which is x. And we times the height, which is y. So area is a half xy in this case. Okay. So let me just write this down. So area is a half of xy. And we know that y is this 2x over 1 minus x. So we just replace y with that. Let me just write this down. So y is 2x over x minus 1. So we just substitute the value in. So that becomes, so we times 2x over x minus 1. So I can simplify this further. So these are half here, cancel out. So x times x, give me x squared. So therefore, the area of the triangle is x squared over x minus 1. Now we need to find the minimum value of a. So we differentiate this first. So dA dx, and we use quotient rule for this. Okay, we differentiate the top functions. That give me 2x, and we times the bottom functions x minus 1. And we minus, differentiate the bottom functions, differentiate x minus 1, give me 1. And then we times the top functions over the bottom square. So there you go. So what I do, I just simplify this. So this time together, give me 2x squared. That is equal to 2x squared. And this time that, so minus 2x. And then minus x squared over x minus 1 all square. And what I do, I simplify this further. So 2x squared with minus x squared will give me x squared. So that is equal to x squared minus 2x over x minus 1 all square. So to work out the minimum value of a, so the differentiations equal to 0, or dA dx is equal to 0. So dA dx is 0. So this means that x squared minus 2x over x minus 1 square is 0. So now I just solve this. So in another word, x squared minus 2x is equal to 0. Because if I times x minus 1 all square on both sides, so will give me this. Okay, so now I take our common factor. So x out, so that means x minus 2 is 0. So x is 0 or x is equal to 2. And we know that x is greater than 0 because of applications. It also stated here as well. So keep that in mind. So therefore, x must equal to 2. So that's the answer. But we need to show it is minimum. So to show it minimum, you can either substitute x equal to 2 into second derivative functions, or we just use side test. So let's just use side test. So we have x and we have a dash. So 2, we can do left of 2 is 1.5. Right hand side of 2 is just like 2.5. So 2.5. So let me just draw this. And we know that is 0. So I just substitute 1.5 into the differentiation functions. So I just go 1.5 square and then minus 2 times 1.5 equal divided by, I put brackets, 1.5 minus 1 square. So there you go, negative 3. I just substitute into this function, that's all. So negative 3. And when x is equal to 2.5, so I just go fractions, 2.5 square minus 2 times 2.5. And then we go brackets, 2.5 minus 1 close bracket square. So there you go, 0.55. So we have negative, 0, positive. So you got therefore minimum area at x equal to 2. So when x is equal to 2, so therefore the area A is equal to, that's the area of the triangle. So 2 squared is 4 over 2 minus 1. So that give me 4 over 1 is 4. So you got therefore the is 4 square units. There you go. Question 32. So first of all, we know that the amount of borrow is P and for n months. And the interest rate is 0.25% per month and compounded monthly. And then the monthly repayment is M. So keep that in mind. And the rule already done for us, so we don't need to work it out. So what we need to do is we need to show that M is this amount. So we just need to substitute the value into the formula. That's all. So we know that Jen borrowed $200,000. So that is P. So N is 180 months. So this means that A of 180 will be equal to 0. So keep that in mind. So this means that A 180 is equal to P. So P is $200,000. And 1.0025 power of n, but n is 180. And we need to minus m. We just need to show the value of m is this. Okay, keep that in mind. Now we just go brackets. So 1 plus and so on. Okay, so what I do, I just simplify this series first, and we use s of n is a r power of n minus 1 over r minus 1. So now that is equal to 200,000, 1.0025 power of 180. We minus m. So a is 1, so we can ignore that. So r is 1.0025 power of 180 because n is 180. Okay, keep that in mind. And then we minus 1 over 1.0025 minus 1. And I bracket this. I just made this a bit bigger. So now I just put on a calculator for this term here first. So I just go fractions 1.0025 power of 180, and we minus 1, and then 1.0025 minus 1 is 0.0025. So there you go, 226.97 and so on. Let me just answer shift so that in memory A first. Okay, so let me just write this down. So that becomes 200,000, 1.0025 power 180 minus 22697 m first. Okay, so what I do, I just move this term to the left hand side, so that becomes positive. So that becomes 226.97 m is equal to 200,000 times 1.0025 power 180. So if I divide by both sides by 226.97, so therefore m is equal to, so just go 200,000 times 1.0025 power of 180, and then we divide it by the answer. That is 226.97 and so on. Okay, so there you go. So 1381.16 correct to 2 decimal place. So m is 1381.16. So there you go. Part B. After 100 repayments of this amount, and the interest rate is changed to this per month. Okay, so keep that in mind. And at this stage, the amount of owing is this much. Okay, so that's what we need to know. Jen continues to make the same monthly repayments. So we need to work out how many more fully repayment of this amount. Okay, so keep that in mind. So now we just use the formula that's given here. But then we need to change to 1.0035 instead, okay? Because the interest rate changed to 0.35 per month, okay? So, and then we work out this already on here. So we just use this and we just change the number, that's all. So to work this out, I just write it out here. So that is AN is equal to P. So P is 100,032, and then time by the interest. So the interest this time here is 1.0035 and power of n. Then we minus m is the monthly repayment, and then we know that the monthly repayment is this. So 1381.16 and 1 plus 1.0035 and add 1.0035 square and so on. Now to add the series, I just use S of n, A, r power of n minus 1 over r minus 1. So that will give me a power of n is equal to 100,032 1.0035 power of n minus 1381.16. And then we just add the series. So a is 1, so we can just ignore that. And r is 1.0035 power of n minus 1 over r minus 1 is 1.0035 minus 1 will give me 0.0035. So what I do, I can just use calculator, this divided by that. So I just go 1381.16 divided by 0.0035. So there you go. Let me just store that in memory. A, so answer, shift, store into A, because I'm going to need that later. So that will give me, so at AN, so AN is 0 because we need to pay off the loan. So that is AN is 0. So that is 0 is equal to 100,032 minus 394617.14 we do, bracket. So there you go. So what I do, I just remove the bracket first. So that will give me 0 equal minus, so this time that, so give me time together, so that will give me this. And this time with -1, give me a positive. So that is plus. So there you go. So what I do, I just collect like terms, this minus this. So that will give me, so I just go 100,032 minus alpha A. So there you go. So that is, so 0 equal to negative 1.0035 power n we add. So there you go. So I just move this term, negative term, onto the other side, become positive. So that will give me 29. Now I just divided by 294,558.14 on both sides. So I just go alpha A, we divide by the answer. Now it should give me a negative number, but then we know that is a positive because the negative move on the other side, become positive already. Okay, keep that in mind. So there you go, 1.339 and so on. Let me just times -1 first, okay? Because we want positive. I go answer, store in B. 1.34 for now, okay? So that means 0.0035 power of n is 1.34. So now I just take log on both sides. So that means n, ln 1.0035. Because I'm using log law, I can bring the n down. So that becomes ln of 1.34. So, and I divided by both sides by ln of 1.0035. Okay, so therefore n is equal to, so I just go ln answer, we divided by ln 1.0035, close brackets. So there you go, 83.67. But then we need to work out the full monthly repayments. So that means it's 83 full monthly repayment. So therefore, 83 full monthly repayments. So there you go. Part C. The final repayments will be less than this amount, which is $1,381.16. So we need to work out the final repayments for Jen. Okay, so obviously we need to work out how much she owed after the 83 repayments. That means A of 83. So need to work out how much she owed after that. Okay, so let's just work out A of 83. So we already have the formula here. So this is the rule here we're using. So therefore A of 83 will give me, so 83, and we minus 1381.16 pop n is 83, 0.0035. So now I just put on a calculator. So there you go, $928.29. So that is $928.29. So there you go. This is how much she owed after 83 repayments. But then she need to pay it at the end of 84 months. So therefore, a month later, she have to pay interest as well. So we need to work out how much she owed at the end of 84 months. Okay, keep that in mind. So 1 month later, she will pay another one to make it full payment. So therefore, A of 84, this is how much she owed. So 928.29 we times by 1.0035 part 1, which is your compound formulas. So now I just put on the calculator. So I just go answer times by 1.0035. So that means this is how much you owe at the end of 84 months. So therefore, the answer is 931.54. So that is how much you owe for the last month. So therefore, so there you go. The final payment is $931.54. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.